everyone, I'm Andrew Cacioppo. I'm the executive chef at Brezza Cucina. We're located in Ponce City Market in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm here today to show you one of my new favorite fall recipes. We're gonna do braised chicken thighs with capers, olives, bacon. And I really love this recipe because you can use it for just a simple date night, or you can make a large quantity of it if you are gonna have a dinner party. So let's get started. First, we're gonna start with a really hot pan. We're going to take some olive oil and just drizzle that around. We want a nice even layer of olive oil all over the bottom. We don't want it sitting in, we're not frying it, we're just trying to sear these chickens. So while that's getting hot, we're going to take some salt and just go back and forth over the top, skin side up. You want a nice even layer of salt all the way around. And then some freshly ground black pepper. So we're going to go check the heat a little bit. All right, we're going to go right into this. Got some nice sizzle going. All right, so we're going to put those in, and then we're just going to let these sit here. We don't want to move them around in the pan at all. We want to get a nice sear on the skin, get it nice and brown and crispy. So if we move that around, we're not going to accomplish that. So we're just going to let it sit. While it's doing that, we're going to season the other side. Okay, so we're going to let this go for about 4 or 5 minutes. What we're going to do is we'll know when it's ready when we go to move it with a pair of tongs, and if it doesn't stick, then it's good to go. If it's still sticking, we're just going to let it sit and just let it keep doing its magic until it's completely ready. So you get this nice little golden color right here on the skin. That's exactly what we're looking for. We want to get it nice and crispy. It helps really release all of that nice fat that's attached to it. And we're just going to give these about 3 or 4 minutes on this side. All right, so these have cooked for a few minutes on this side. Now we're going to go ahead and take these out of here. We've got a little seasoning tray that we had from the beginning. We'll just put them back on that tray. Then there's kind of like a little bit of excess fat in here now, so we're going to strain some of this off because we don't want the final dish to be too heavy. So I've got a little side dish here. We're just going to take this, strain it off just a little bit. You want enough still to cover the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to go in. We have some diced bacon here, so we're going to put this in. This is going to cook for, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes maybe. We're going to turn the heat down on the pan. We don't want it to go too fast. We don't want the bacon to burn. So we're just going to give this a little stir, and then again, we're just going to let it sit and get nice and golden brown. Okay, so now the bacon's been cooking for a minute or two. We don't need it to cook all of the way right now, so it's kind of partially halfway cooked. So what we're going to do is go ahead and we're just going to add our next ingredients. So we're going to throw in these are just sliced yellow onion. If you use a large one, maybe use half the onion. If it's a medium to small onion, you can just use the whole thing. Just going to stir this in. And then we're going to do just a little bit of salt. Not a lot, but we do want to help bring out some of the onion flavor. And that's exactly what this salt is for. So, and then we'll let this cook for probably 1.5 to 2 minutes. All right, so we've let these onions cook for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Now we're going to go in. I've got about a cup of sliced garlic. We're just going to put that right in. Give this a stir. There's going to be a lot of little brown bits on the bottom of the pan. You want to make sure that you're scraping the bottom of the pan and getting those up. Those have a ton of flavor, and you really, really want those to be a part of the final flavor of the dish. And then we'll season with just a little bit of salt. Just a little bit at a time goes a long way. Remember, you can always add to, but you can't take away. So you want to start off with little increments of salt here and there instead of just throwing in a bunch at one time. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and add in our last few ingredients. We're going to give this one quick stir. Now we have olives. So I like to buy pitted Taggiasca olives in oil. I don't like to buy them in brine because that affects the salinity. So we want to, try to have a kind of a neutral olive. We want it to taste like olive. We don't want it to taste like salt. So get the pitted olives in oil. So we're just going to give that a quick stir. And then we have capers. We have capers. I buy them in brine, but then we're going to strain that brine out. We want just the caper, none of the liquid really. It's about 1/2 cup. All right, now is the best part. Red wine. 2 cups of red wine. We're going to pour this in. And this is where it's really going to help all those brown bits on the bottom of the pan get released and kind of become an integral part of the sauce. So you want to give this a stir as it cooks. We're going to reduce this down by about half. So as this cooks, the wine flavor is going to concentrate kind of a little bit. All the alcohol is going to be cooked off. And you just get this really rich, deep flavors. And it's going to mix with the bacon and the onions and everything else in this pot and really build the backbone of the sauce and make it more full flavored. Okay, so this is reduced down a pretty decent amount right now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add in some tomatoes. I prefer San Marzano tomatoes. They just have a really delicious flavor. They're imported from Italy. I take them and they come peeled, but I take them and put them in the food processor and just give them a puree. So we have about 20 ounces, I would say, about it's like a can and a half. I'm just gonna take this and we're gonna stir it all together. Okay, then again with a little bit of salt and some fresh pepper. And then we're gonna let this cook for 2 to 3 minutes, just kind of let all these flavors kind of come together. And then we're gonna put the chicken back into it, put it on a cover on it, goes in the oven, 30 minutes, dinner's ready. All right, guys, so we've braised these chicken thighs for 30 minutes at 325 degrees. We've pulled them out of the oven and we've let them rest for about 10 minutes. It's important that you let the meat rest so that all the juices can redistribute evenly throughout the meat. But also whenever you're braising something, you don't want to take it out of the braising liquid immediately when it's out of the oven. You want it to cool just a little bit, and it helps keep that meat from drying out and getting kind of tough. So here we go. We're going to take this over here and there you go. It smells delicious. So we're just going to spoon out some of the chicken thighs right onto the plate. And then give this a little stir. Just kind of incorporate everything all back together again. And then just spoon this beautiful braising liquid right over top. And here's my braised chicken thighs with bacon, olives, and capers. For more recipes like this, visit springermtn.com, and I'll see you guys next time.